Yes, so today at the Jamaica Young Police channel, we are going to talk about one of Jamaica's most corrupt. Yes, when I say corrupt, one of Jamaica's most corrupt prime minister ever. The amount of corruption that this man have get himself involved in. So when you hear I say man, you know Portia Simpson Miller is not included. But this prime minister man is one of the worst and the most corrupt. This man have no conscience, nothing, decency, honesty, ethics, everything. So I want you watch, you listen, you decide. So that is the introduction to what's coming for you, my loyal viewers and subscribers. Yes, welcome to the Jamaica Young Police channel. To my loyal viewers and subscribers, a people without knowledge of their past history, origin and culture is like a tree without roots. Yeah, most Jamaican people are like that. If you have no confidence in yourself, you are twice defeated in the race of life. But with confidence, you won even before you started. Yes, that's a quote from the late Marcus Garvey. And you know, as a people, one I think that Jamaican people lack is self-confidence. Yes, you can see Jamaican people hate being black, they hate everything about themselves. Yes, welcome to the Jamaica Young Police channel. You know, we at the channel are a group of law-abiding citizens who believe in the rule of law and respect the rights of every citizen, but not the ones who do not subscribe to such behavior. We do believe in and support preemptive strikes because it saves lives. Jamaica Young Police channel does not tell lies, as it is not in our DNA. Whatever you hear here is the truth and nothing but the truth. If we at the Jamaica Young Police channel saying anything that is not true, well, you can come here and correct the same. A wise man, yes, a wise man can change his mind, but a fool can't, because he's a fool. A fool will never, ever know that he's a fool, even when it is pointed out to the fool that he's a fool, because all he's talking about is foolishness. Yes. Remember, never, you must never try to educate a fool, because the fool will hate you. Only a friend will tell you the truth. Before we begin today's video, we at the Jamaica Young Police channel want our audience and detractors to know that anything that we have said here that is incorrect, you can reach out to us and we will give you the chance to correct the same. To us, the first and foremost thing about us and the Jamaica Young Police channel is our character, credibility and reputation. We have never slandered or defamed anyone's name on this platform. Whatever you are hearing here is the truth. If the truth shall kill those who hate the truth, let it kill them. Remember that we said before, those who do not know the truth are fools, and those who knew the truth and call it a lie is a depraved and criminal-minded people. At the Jamaica Young Police channel, we want our loyal viewers and subscribers to know that we are not over here promoting propagandas or lies. Everything that we are telling you, it's factual, whether it's past or present. That's what we're all about here. Educate, inform, inspire and to change minds, to open up people's eyes, to see what's have been happening in their own world. Yeah, so today we're going to tell you about one of Jamaica's most corrupt prime minister. Yes, one of Jamaica's most corrupt prime minister. Yes, man, we're going to tell you about the Shell waiver scandal. You know, and this is, you know, the most corrupt politician Jamaica have ever seen and loved. Black man time. And when they were using that slang, you know, most of the PMP, you know, they thought that when they were using that slang then, it was directed at Edward Seaga. Little did the fools know that it was directed at Michael Manley and the Manley family. Yes. And all because, you know why they say it's black man time? Because the black man, yes, PJ Patterson, was involved in the Shell waiver scandal and the Iran sugar deal. Yes. And if justice existed in Jamaica, if Jamaica wasn't a criminal's paradise, in any democracy in the world, there will be police investigation, just like with Royal Reed, and there'd be arrests. But none of that happened because Jamaica, is a criminal's paradise, and Jamaica is a PNP country. If you are not familiar with the term PNP country, it's just like back in the 70s, and they used to say, you have Coptic country. And the Americans use, the helicopters and they destroy the ganjas. It was a booming industry. So when they tell you Jamaica is a PNP country, they know what they're saying. So as they can look right there, so you know that PJ Patterson is one of Jamaica's most corrupt prime minister. Yes. So Patterson, PJ Patterson, of his favor, and the 27th anniversary of his favorite return coincide with the resignation of Royal Reed. That's a thief in, the thief in labor right brother, a thief money, and he's in court, I show you the man and shit. He's in court fighting the court and the system. I don't know how. So it's when people have money, they're trying for the public to forget. Not even forgetting, to forget. They want the public to forget what's going on so that they can find some little loophole to throw it out. That the investigators make some error or something like that. Because all of it's a cabal, all of them went to school and they know each other and all of this and all of that. So it's just corruption. Royal Reed should be in prison already once convicted, but maybe he's just waiting for a favorable judge, somebody who is known to him and his wife and all of that, for them to acquit him. You understand? So Royal Reed from the cabinet, which makes way for the investigation into the Ministry of Education. Corruption in Jamaica goes back to the time of the pirates in the late 17th century. Very little has been done to change the attitude of corruption and downright indiscipline in Jamaica since then. In such a scenario of wrong attitudes left to rot over the centuries, some politicians in Jamaica, who have been in government since the inception of universal adult suffrage in 1944, have practiced corruption rooted in the unfortunate tradition, just as many other Jamaicans have. The pirates, so the pirates became the aristocracy, that's the uppity, white people, because them have money to them, them got their money through crimes, robbery, murders on the sea and all of that. You understand? So the pirates became the aristocracy of Jamaica when the land was sold cheaply to them in an attempt to stop piracy, keep the Treaty of Madrid, and prevent war between European nations. Since then, there have been numerous acts of corruption in our history, but it has never been my opinion that we are helpless to do something about it because of our history. Indeed, in my adult life, especially as a government worker, detective, in my earlier years, I have been in the business of trying to correct wrong values and attitude. I have done far more for Jamaica than any and many of my critics, who have accused me of being an informer, of which I am proud. And some of them accuse me of being a JLP LGBTQ+ supporter. In which I must admit that of all the prime ministers that I have grown up with in Jamaica, the only prime minister I have a tremendous amount of respect for is the late Edward Seaga. And one reason is because of security, nothing else. When Edward Seaga was prime minister in Jamaica, you could walk the streets day and night without anyone, when I said anyone, would bother you. And that is what you call security. I am not talking about his connection and this and whatever. But when he was prime minister, I felt safe growing up in Jamaica. Even someone who was living in the ghetto before I went to the Jamaica Police Academy. So I'm just talking facts. I don't care what no guy want to say. Seaga created one police division that was eradicating crime. It's called the Special Operations and Jamaican people call it eradication. Because when eradication came, they just get rid of criminals. Yes. It's called preemptive strike because the cops were there to prevent them from killing other people. So if you want to say that I'm a labourer because I love Edward Seaga, fine with me. But Seaga is my Prime Minister. And the reason why I'm saying that, because Seaga kept us safe. Seaga did not brought any guns to my community of Jonestown and give anyone there to kill anyone in Rima. So that's where I am coming from. That's why I said Seaga is the best Prime Minister to me. It's all about security. And if you don't understand that, ask the people in Iraq right now. They would rather Saddam Hussein, the dictator in which the American government toppled. I served in the military here. And the people in Iraq would rather to have Saddam Hussein today, 2023, than to have our democracy, in which it's a joke for them, because there's no security. People want security in their country. So that's why people would rather to have a Saddam Hussein. So, so moving on, So I am the kind of informer that thieving police officers hate because I do not like them. However, I have no problem getting rid of criminals who are parasites to the Jamaican people. We do believe in preemptive strikes, in which the activist and criminal rights organization called extrajudicial killings, which is nonsense. Criminals must live in fear of losing their lives, even when they are sleeping. So that's where we are from. That's why we say that Edward Seaga is the best Prime Minister, because he drove fear into the hearts of the criminals in Jamaica. Yes, that's what he did. So that's why we love Edward Seaga. He didn't play with criminals. Since 1944, there have been ministers of government in Jamaica who have been convicted and in prison for acts of corruption. But this did not stop the late Neville Cleveland Lewis of the Jamaica Labour Party. That was, back then the JLP didn't have any LGBTQ plus people in their party, from being elected 3 times after he left prison and twice losing by a margin less than 20 votes. So Jamaican people, them love thief. Because look, listen to this man. This man was a thief, You understand? Yes. So this man was he was convicted and in prison for acts of corruption. But that did not stop the people them from voting for him in Jamaica and a Labour right. Him name Neville Cleveland Lewis of the Jamaica Labour Party, from being elected 3 times after he left prison and twice for losing by margin less than 20. So he saw them election in close back then, You understand? And him got a prison, a thief that, But say, from you see that enemy, say not a black man, because in 1944, that is a white man. You understand? So, say him have the pirates and the buccaneer genes. Other politicians on both sides have been accused of corruption, but it has never affected their ability to be re-elected. It is unfortunate for the JLP that all of their ex-ministers who went to prison were all members of the JLP. And this include Jack Smith. Yeah, Jack Smith, who went to prison in the early 1990s after being convicted for thieving from the farm workers' coffers. Yeah, thief the farm workers their money, and Seaga make sure him go to prison. See, you understand? He was arrested when Seaga was Prime Minister and he got to prison. Seaga didn't protect him. You understand? Yes, Seaga did not protect him, so Jack Smith went to prison. He was the last minister of government to go to prison. But that does not exonerate the PNP LGBTQ plus party for acts of corruption, real or perceived. One recall that the late Norman Manley fired Alan Combs. Yes, Norman Manley fired the late Alan Combs because he gave a contract to his brother-in-law. One also recalled the finding of the Kingston and St. Andrew Corporation of Inquiry in 1964. Despite so many corruptions since 2016, it might not be a deciding factor in the by-election result in Portland Eastern, because Damian Crawford of the PNP LGBTQ plus party loses badly to Anne-Marie Vaz of the JLP, that is Darrell Vaz's wife. So if money in a politics, yeah, I tell you, to do, them control Portland, Vaz, so them can't change Portland to Vaz, because I took Vaz them control over there. Royal Reid, because he is the current principal of the Jamaica College and is on criminal charges for robbing from the Jamaican people's coffers. He is receiving his full pay every month, while police officers who are owed money by the government, they claim that they were in court trying to get pay. What a disrespect. But that's how the government is, because the government created all these agencies, Indicom and FLA, just to give them friend work. And look, the police officers, their pay, they're not getting much pay, because even the retracted are seeing a junior police officer get more money than a senior police officer, and that is what is happening. So that's why you're going to have more crimes committed, because senior police officer told me, that if we think that we see robbery, just watch, you're going to see robberies increasing in Jamaica. And he said that the robberies is going to be police behind it, because police tired of being beggars. I can't believe when the man he says that's what he heard. This is a police officer who works in Kingston Western Division, and that's what he's told me, that police is, now you're going to see robberies like crazy, because police are crying out, that they are suffering. You understand? So, yeah, so they say, that is what is going to happen. So also, everyone is innocent until proven guilty. But in this case, you can see that from a historical point of view, Jamaica and Jamaican share the same DNA with the pirates and buccaneers. No wonder why everything we must eat a food. We have seen Danai Williams and Kern Spencer, a former member of the PNP LGBTQ plus party. Kern Spencer was a former member of parliament and junior minister of the party. Both men, they were arrested and charged with stealing from the Jamaican people's coffers. Danai Williams, however, was freed. Kern Spencer was freed by the trial judge, who got a promotion to a higher office in the judiciary. So when you were told that Jamaica is a PNP LGBTQ plus country, look no further than these and other cases. Another thing, when it comes to crime, the PNP LGBTQ plus party does not believe in hanging murderers, killers, because a majority of the killers are murderers who are on death row from 1989, were mostly PNP LGBTQ plus gunmen from the corporate era. In Jamaica, the PNP LGBTQ plus influencers and bigwigs do not go to prison because they control the judiciary. So once you control the judiciary in any country, you control everything, because you have the outcome. The judiciary is the court. You understand? And you know where the judges live. That's the reason why the late Judge Derek Hugh was murdered by Trevor Bennett, O.C. Bulgin, they call him Judge, and the late Luke Campbell. Finally, what we are witnessing is nothing but a corrupt government in action, protecting those who are thieves and keep pillaging the people's coffers. Anyway, the Jamaican people love others who are thieves. They elected P.J. Patterson to become Jamaica's first black man as Prime Minister after he was fired by the late Michael Manley. And after that, what the man did was rub salt into the wound, talking about black man time, disrespecting Michael Manley and his legacy. And right now, there's a man in the PNP LGBTQ plus party by the name of Mark Golding, and they're doing everything to erase Michael and Norman Manley's name from the party by P.J. Patterson and his acolytes. P.J. Patterson, I want you to watch this video of a Jamaican who's telling you of the things that he had endured when P.J. Patterson's administration destroy. I want to tell you that I have never heard anyone getting a loan and pay 150% interest on the loan. So you know that they set you up to fail. A wickedness that them rob the people So I want you to listen, because people don't believe in facts, but we right here at the Jamaica Police Channel, we believe in facts.
My wife, I know that she couldn't take the pressure. That's why she died. You understand? And if I continue like this, I go dead too. And leave my children them. Nothing. Nobody life shouldn't go like that.
Lascelles Poyser is another FinSac entrepreneur who believes there are many untold stories about the emotional fallout from FinSac.
I know some of these people personally, And I grieve for them, you know. Some are sick, some can't take it. There's one gentleman, when he told me of his wife killed herself, I'm not going to name because he's still around. And when he sold his house, he was living in Stone Hill. Very, very nice house. He almost gave it away. Beautiful home. The wife couldn't take it. She suffered more than him, you know. Ended up shooting herself.
Mr. Poyser is a real estate developer who says he borrowed $9 million to help fund the housing development. But like other entrepreneurs bitten by the FinSac bug, he saw his debt ballooning out of control.
The interest rate went from 14, maybe 18% to 100% with penalty and interest 150%. It was totally impossible. So the more we pay is the more interest gone on. We're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars, you know. And one debt, it was what, $909 million. And that one I think I've actually paid over $100 million.
Like many FinSac entrepreneurs, Lassell Poyser says the initial stages were difficult.
So these are some of the wickedest people, you know, as politicians and in Jamaica. I've never heard anywhere in the world where somebody has to pay interest on all the charges at 150%. So they have destined, you know, to fail, you know. They had already rigged the system to thief these people properties and assets. And that's what the PNP did. Rob the same poor people, the same people who, you know, they were hard and they play by the rules. And they just come in with a thing where they, the government, just chuck up the interest rate on the poor people in Jamaica. And some of the people, it's poor people, you know, that were in business and have to get the loan. And these loans, they had agreed to at a certain interest rate, and the government came in and did that to the people, 150%. And if you are not saying that's wickedness, I don't know what is wickedness then. How these people sleep, how PJ Patterson and Omar Davey and the likes sleep. These people must be, they must torment before they depart this world, man, because of what they have done. And guess what? All of these properties that they were able to seize from the people, they sell it for pennies on the dollar to their friends. A lot of these places are owned by people who are affiliated to the PNP LGBTQ plus party, which was the government at the time. If that is not robbery and wickedness and evil, and these are black people who are more evil to other black people in Jamaica, and that is what PJ Patterson and the PNP administration have done. As you can see right there, you know, the face of the party. These are all people who support criminality. You know, Mr. Uglysome, you know, a PNP LGBTQ plus spokesman on YouTube, promotes the killing of correctional officers in Jamaica. He's a anti-police supporter, and the only thing that he has never told the youths them in his community of Rockfort to stop rob the truckmen from country who arrive early in the morning to get a space in the line so that they can get the floor and go back to the country, to stop rob the country people them of their bullas. Bulla, yes, they rob them in bulla. Some of them rob them up. When they rob them bulla, them rob them at them Milo tea. They rob the people them at them drinks, them D&G drinks, them buckle drinks. What if you do that? And you don't, at no time you ever hear that Mr. Uglysome say something like that. Or Julian Robertson, or Philip Palwell, none of them address them. Or Mark Golden, you understand? So that's how it is. So you know that these people, they don't care about people, all they do is care about themselves. But you know, the poor and illiterate people, they don't understand how these people operate. Because my mother always saying, if somebody love you because you're poor, they don't want you to get rich. And they don't want you to come out of poverty. Because once they keep telling you that, they want to make sure that they control you like a puppet on a string. You have to think. Yeah, thanks for watching the Jamaica Young Police channel. The Jamaica Young Police channel out.